giving you the straight facts. Like, this is the facts. And if you're hearing something different, you're hearing from people who are cheerleaders. And I'm somebody that's trying to predict the future and warn you in advance. And what are the stakes? Well, pretty high. Checking in on the 2026 generic congressional ballot, it's still Democrats +3. Our last poll was Democrats +4. Not one pollster has Republicans winning. And this is, like we said, this is expected. Democrats are in a tough spot. They could be doing better and they're not. So I guess that's the silver lining to this cloud. But as of now, if the election were held tomorrow, Republicans would lose seats in the House and probably lose the House majority. And that would be the end of basically most of the things that Trump could get done legislatively. And it would also be a massive drain to his political capital. People would automatically start looking ahead to 2028 and what would be the future of MAGA leadership. And so it would be a major defeat. And right now we're headed for that defeat. I'm not trying to doom. I'm not blackpilling here. I'm giving you the straight facts. Like, this is the facts. And if you're hearing something different, you're hearing from people who are cheerleaders. And I'm somebody that's trying to predict the future and warn you in advance. So if you think that's important, please hit the like button. Please follow us. But just so you know, I took our final poll of November 2024, and based on which party ID people said they were voting for Donald Trump from, only 58% of Donald Trump's support was coming from self-identified Republicans. 10% was coming from Democrats, and 32% was coming from self-identified independent voters. So over 40% of Donald Trump's support comes from not Republicans. And Republicans are good at running Republican candidates in Republican areas, appealing to Republican voters and getting Republicans to turn out. They are basically optimized to run candidates that look and feel like Romney, talk like Romney, and get the Romney kind of turnout. And the Democrats are getting better in off cycles at running elections on national issues. I can tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing from within the Jack Ciattarelli campaign, RNC was nowhere to be found. RNC was nowhere to be found in these special elections. The RNC is not out there messaging. None of the Republicans are. They don't have a plan. Donald Trump's got a plan for 2026. He's going to stump for very critical Senate races. He's going to have rallies. He's going to have national messaging. But the Republican message is, let's just let our local candidates shine. We've backed these people. We believe in this product. Let's just see what happens. The Democrats are going to have a national referendum on Trump, and the Republicans are going to get crushed if they run a race like that. It's just going to happen. It's literally checkers and chess. And even if Donald Trump, he's not going to get 58% because it's off cycle. He's running against the couch. A lot of these people are going to sit home. These Republicans are pissing off the Democrats and the independents. It's bad. And you're seeing things like this. A lot of people are getting positive news. There are 159,000 more registered Republicans, 42,000 fewer Democrats in New Jersey today than there were in November 1, 2021. That's true. A lot of those Democrats might have switched to Republicans. A lot of those Republicans could have been independents switching back, or maybe new voters. But you know what's different between now and November 1, 2021 is we're not in the middle of the pandemic. People aren't super pissed off at Governor Murphy. And so the Republicans are running against the couch, and they're on track to be beat by the Democrats. They have nothing to run on. Trump does, but Trump's not on the ballot. Republicans have nothing to run on, and their marks are not good. We've covered the polling. Now, I said there was good news. That was a whole lot of dumping. Said there was good news, and there is. And I'm hopeful that this turns into something. And again, I want as many people as possible to see this message. So please, like the video, subscribe, and comment. Try and get as many people to see this as possible. This is from the Wall Street Journal. It was a couple of weeks ago, but it was really important. It kind of went by the wayside. Elon Musk pledged to start a political party. He's already pumping the brakes. And I was the first person out there saying that this was a really stupid idea. We did the polling. Elon Musk's America Party hurts Republicans twice as much as it hurts Democrats. So what would happen, and I know he said he wasn't running a national candidate. I know he said he was going to focus on just a few marginal local races. Every single one of those would have gone to a Democrat. That's what would have happened. He's got a lot of money. He cares about the future of this country. The America Party was a really bad idea. Now, there's news out there that he's reconciling with the Trump administration. There were some tweets that Trump had a conciliatory tone with him. The billionaire Elon Musk is quietly pumping the brakes on his plan to start a political party, according to people with knowledge of his plans. Musk has told allies that he wants to focus his attention on his companies and is reluctant to alienate powerful Republicans by starting a third party that could siphon off GOP voters. That's smart. I was out there. I think we were the only people that polled on that, to be honest with you. Maybe there was another, but. So I hope he saw our polling and realized it was a bad idea. Musk's posture marks a shift from early last month when he said he would form what he called the America Party to represent U.S. voters who are unhappy with the two major political parties. We did a video on it. The core tenets, socially liberal, fiscally conservative. That's not the right way to define what voters want. Voters just want fairness, and they want the middle class back. As he has considered launching a party, the Tesla chief executive officer has been focused in part on maintaining ties with Vice President J.D. Vance. Oh, that's interesting. Who is widely seen as a potential heir to the MAGA political movement. Well, according to polling, he is. For GOP primaries, he 5-1 beats Ron DeSantis or Marco Rubio, who are in number 2 and number 3 place. So things can change, but according to the polling, it will be J.D. Vance, unless, Trump forsakes him or he has a mask off moment or something. So it should be J.D. Vance. People have said, oh, this is the tech bro network. It's not. I know it's not. And I don't think J.D. Vance is a tech bro. I think that this is an important relationship that they need to build. Because here's why. The reason the Republican Party is still so messed up is that link between the donors and special interests that back the people at the top of these organizations. Their ability to allocate this money to who they perceive to be winners and losers is the root cause of this problem. It cannot be fixed from the bottom. It hasn't been fixed by the top. The money can't be expected to fix itself. The Club for Growth people, they do not want illegals deported en masse. I can tell you that. They don't want what Trump's going to do to the economy with tariffs. They've spent decades trying to offshore this stuff. They don't want this rolled back. So it can only be reformed from outside. And unfortunately, that takes money. And what does that look like? In my opinion, it would be a shadow Republican Party. Build a new national infrastructure bent on forcing the Republican Party to adopt economic populist ideals. That is the key for Republicans to win future elections. Take the most populist-focused components of Donald Trump's MAGA agenda and build around it national organization, strategy, research, advertising, all the kinds of things that need to be super efficient with money, because the Republican infrastructure, in my opinion, looks like it's just interested in spending as much money as possible because of all their consulting relationships and kickbacks and schemes. And it's literally a gravy train. Make a new organization intent on doing this right for the right reasons and the right interests. It's going to take finding new donors. It's going to take new donor funnels that get that money to the people most interested in doing the right kind of work. It's going to take a whole new vetting infrastructure. You can't just count on Washington, D.C. organizations who have been there for decades, screw this whole stuff up, to all of a sudden adopt MAGA ideals. They're just not going to do it. It can't be done. Washington, D.C. is incapable of having its self-inflicted bubble being permeated by principles that get American voters what they want. So it has to be a new organization. I would love to see this thing develop. I would love to help. I will do polling for it because nobody else wants my polling. Listen, if Republicans were interested in getting voters more of what they want, I would have 50 senators subscribe to RasmussenReports.com. They're not. I can guarantee you that. Nobody looks at this stuff. And so if they're not looking at the polling, they care more about the special interests than you. But if there was an organization that could apply a carrot and a stick, well, guess what? We like this candidate, even though you don't. And guess what? We're going to force you to spend money in this race in order to defend that position because we think it's the right thing. What about the blue states? What about states like Colorado? The Republicans know that they can't win that race, so they're not going to try to run anybody. It's going to be somebody that owes somebody a favor. They're going to try and funnel some of this cash. They're not going to spend any money. And what's going to happen is you're going to have millions of people in this blue state that aren't going to move farther to the right because you don't have anybody running on MAGA ideals. Is the National Party going to fund anybody in these states? You're just going to totally cede these territories? Because the Democrats will. The Democrats will be out there making a national movement to run against Trumpism. There will be nobody defending Trumpism in all of these states because Republicans are only going to spend money in the place where they get the most return on investment. Make of that what you will. So my hair's not on fire. Listen, my politics are mostly, I just want to see people get arrested. There is time, but the window is rapidly closing because people are going to make up their minds really probably this fall and in the spring. You know, races are being held right now. And listen, if the Republicans don't get it together, these special elections are going to be absolutely calamitous results. And that's going to be egg on their face because they will have done nothing. And it will show for the Democrats that they believe the country is moving back left. And that is not the case. The Republicans have just not converted Donald Trump's big tent into Republican voters. And it doesn't seem like they have any interest in doing it. So that was a hot take. I'll probably lose some followers over it. But if you like hearing the straight and honest truth, follow us at Rasmussen_poll on YouTube. Rasmussen_rewind so you can see clips from our streams. We'll be back next week into Tuesday and Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern streams. Really hoping that you'll come, and I'm really hoping you'll come. We interact with people, answer a lot of questions. It's a really great time. Follow us on Twitter at Rasmussen_poll. My account is Honest Pollster. And if you like Rumble and you're into that kind of thing, you can hit us up there too at Rasmussen Reports. Thanks for watching till now. Get out there and hold these people accountable.